Egg roll has always been my favorite Nigerian snack. It's super easy to make, and today I'm going to show you how I make it. To make egg roll, of course, we're going to start with the eggs. Here I have 6 eggs. I'm going to boil this for about 12 to 15 minutes until it's fully cooked. After boiling, I'll transfer this to a bowl of water and I'm going to let this sit here for about 5 minutes so it's very easy to peel. If the eggs are still hard to peel, crack it a little, put it back in the water and let it sit for longer. After peeling, I'll transfer this to a bowl, set it aside and let it cool completely. To make the dough, you're going to need some all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, nutmeg, baking powder, powdered milk, water, butter and egg. Transfer the egg to a medium bowl and add the water. You can also use milk if you don't want to use water, but keep the powdered milk if you're using liquid milk. Give this a good mix and set aside. In a bigger bowl, I'm going to add in the flour, the sugar, nutmeg. You can use cinnamon or skip the nutmeg. I'm going to add in the salt, baking powder, powdered milk, and I'm going to give this a mix. I'll mix this thoroughly and then add the butter. I'm using unsalted butter, but you can use salted butter or margarine. If you're using margarine, you want to reduce the salt content by half. If you're using salted butter, you can skip the salt. I'll mix this until the butter is fully mixed in with the flour. It should look like this when you're done. Please make sure there are no big chunks of butter in the mixture. Add in the egg mixture and I'm going to mix this until it forms a dough ball. I'm going to mix this until the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients come together. I'm not going to be kneading the dough because I don't want my egg roll to come out hard. If you want your egg roll to be more on the harder side, you can knead the dough for about 5 minutes. You can add a little flour or oil in your hands to make the mixing easier. The dough is going to be a little bit sticky and that's fine. I'll cover this and allow it to sit for about 10 minutes so it's easier to work with. After about 10 minutes, I'll transfer this to a lightly floured surface. This recipe makes exactly 6 medium egg rolls, so I'm going to cut it into 6 pieces. And you can double or triple this recipe to make more egg rolls, or you can half it to make less. Next, I'm going to flatten the dough with my hands. You can flour your hands so the dough is easier to work with, or you can rub a little bit of oil in your hands so the dough doesn't stick. Close the egg roll by pinching the excess flour off the egg, and I'm going to roll this to form a ball. And you want to make sure the eggs are completely cooled down before doing this step. I'll roll all the eggs and next I'm going to fry. I have a pot of oil already heating up and I'm going to fry the egg rolls at 320 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 160 degrees Celsius. If you don't have a full thermometer, you can test the oil by adding a little bit of the dough. If it browns immediately, the oil is too hot. If it doesn't rise up after about 10 seconds, the oil is still too cold. When you have the right temperature, you want to fry this on low-medium heat for about 12 to 15 minutes. Keep turning it frequently so it fries evenly. The two common problems people have while making egg roll is the egg roll busting open while frying and the egg roll browning on the outside but not fully cooked on the inside. So to avoid this, you want to make sure you're sealing properly and that your dough is not too hard. I've added the exact measurements I use for this in the description box, so please check that out. And the second one is you want to fry on low-medium heat so it doesn't brown too quickly while being undercooked on the inside. If for any reason your egg roll still comes out undercooked, you can cut them in half, place on a baking tray with the egg side facing up, cover with a baking paper or aluminium foil, and bake in a preheated oven until fully cooked. The egg rolls are fully cooked. I'm going to take this out and transfer to a dish lined with paper towel to get rid of the excess oil. If you have any questions about this recipe, please feel free to send me a message on my Instagram. My Instagram name is Kiki Foodies. I'm going to cut this open just so you see what it looks like on the inside. Like I earlier said, it's super easy to make. I hope you found this recipe helpful. If you did, please support the channel by giving me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you already subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.